On my way to the station, I was reading a book, and in the book was a joke. It said there was a man, he was dying. He was very, very sick. And there was a priest who was trying to help him. And the priest said, "You have to say bad things about the devil. You have to curse the devil. Tell the devil that you hate him." And the man, dying man, just laid there, didn't say anything. And the priest said, "Curse the devil now before you die. Curse the devil." And the man just laid there. "Why don't you curse the devil while you have a chance?" And the man looked at the priest and said, "Well, I don't know if I'm going to go to heaven or go to hell. And if I go to hell, I don't want the devil to be angry at me. So I won't curse him." Finally, I arrived at the station. It was to be a trip unlike any other trip that I had ever taken. It was a night train, and I got to the station early, around 11:30, because it was a midnight train. And as I was going down to the train, I looked at my ticket, and 6th car, seat 73. How strange. 6, the month of my birth, and 73, the year. My ticket had the month and year of my birth. How many times has that happened? I went down and I found my seat, and I sat down, and nobody else was in the car, and I just laid back. I just wanted to sleep, fall asleep at my leaving, and I wanted to wake up at my destination. And that's all I wanted. So I just kind of laid there. And as I was waiting for the train to leave, a few more people came, but nobody was close to me, so I was feeling pretty good. I just wanted to read my book, Into Unconsciousness. And just a few minutes before the train was about to leave, I looked through the window, and there was a man coming down the escalator. It was an old man. I couldn't see his face, but he was completely bent over his cane. Actually, his clothes were quite modern and stylish. And he had on a hat. And he was carrying a beautiful cane, black mahogany wood, and I could see that it was a silver handle. And he was going down the escalator. And I watched him go down the escalator, and he got off the escalator, and he was looking up to see which car. And I'm thinking in my mind, not my car, please, not my car. And he looks, and finally he sees the number 6, and he gets up onto my car. And I go, darn. He steps up onto my car. As soon as he opened the door to my car, I heard this terrible sound. And he's all the way at the end of the car, and he starts walking down. He was so old that after just walking 1 or 2 steps, he would rest, and he put his head on his cane. And it seemed like he fell asleep for a few seconds, and then he would wake up and continue walking. He was getting closer and closer to me. And I'm thinking in my mind, no, not near me, not near me. And he keeps getting closer and closer. And then finally, he arrives at my row. He looks up at the seat, and he moves back 1. He was sitting right in front of me. He sits down, and he was so short that his head, I couldn't see his head anymore. He disappeared. And then suddenly it stopped. Oh my God. I think he died. And I look up over the seat, and I see that his chest was moving. He was just sleeping, and his chest relaxed. And I look at his face, and it's a ghostly white. Looked like a drum head was stretched over his face. Very old man. And I see his cane, the silver part. It's a skull. I sit back. It's a little bit strange for me, but I start reading my book, and he's quiet, and I start reading my book, and pretty soon I'm asleep. And I'm dreaming a beautiful dream. It's a bright day, and there's clouds in the sky, and they're marshmallow clouds, and I'm jumping from cloud to cloud, from marshmallow to marshmallow, and eating, and jumping. It's the most beautiful dream I ever had. And then suddenly, a giant metal claw comes up and grabs me from the sky and pulls me down. I wake up and I hear, it's him. I'm so scared. And I look around and I remember where I am, and then I calm down. I look behind me, and there's a woman sitting in the seat behind me. Beautiful woman, charming woman. And I look back and she smiles at me. And her smile and her manner is so inviting, so welcoming. And I want to talk to her. And I say something, but she doesn't understand me. And she says something, and I don't understand her. But we're smiling and laughing, and I feel like, wow, I just want to be with this woman forever. I want to ride this train with this woman and be forever. I love this woman, even though I just met her. I can't talk to her. And I sit back, turn around, and try to think, how can I make some connection with her? Drink this movie. But before I know it, I fall asleep again. I wake up. I turn around. The woman is gone. There's just a note on the seat. I reach back and I open the note, and it says, "My name is Regret. Our time is past." I feel so sad. I missed my opportunity with her, and there'll be no other. And I sit down in my seat and I'm thinking, how sad. I start crying, but pretty soon I fall asleep. And when I wake up, the train has arrived. Everybody is off the train. Except the old man. I hurry up off the train. I want to get out before he does because I don't want to see him again. And I get off the train and I step onto the escalator and I start going up the escalator. And as I turn to look over, I see he's just getting out of the train. And despite myself, I'm curious about this man. Who is he? Where is he going? Why isn't somebody waiting for him? It's about a few minutes before dawn. The station is dark. There's nobody at the station. The other passengers have already gone. And I'm really curious. Who is this man? So at the top of the escalator, I wait. And I wait for this man. And I see him coming up the escalator. And I hide, so he won't see me. And he goes in front of me. And he's walking through the station. And I look around. There's nobody. Who is this man? Where's he going? So I follow him all the way across the station. He walks all the way. And then there's a long hallway, dark hallway. And he enters the hallway. And even though I'm a little nervous about it, I decide I'm going to follow him. So he goes into the hallway, and I'm following behind him. Where's he going? Where's he going? Just when I'm about to give up and leave, suddenly he turns around with a hideous face, smiles at me. And somehow, even though it's a terrible, hideous face, somehow I feel welcome. And then I realize that at last I have reached my final destination.